You're live with BBC News. I'm Samantha Simmons. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has promised to destroy Hamas, and his defence forces seem set for a major offensive into Gaza. But what are the challenges Israel's forces will face? Our defence correspondent Jonathan Beale has this assessment.
This is who Israel's now at war with. Hamas, who last week crossed the border, solely focused on taking life, murdering women and children. For most, it was in effect a suicide mission.
Left side of my head was hit with shrapnel from an RPG or a grenade, hard to say exactly what. Got shot in my finger on my left hand, and a bullet got wedged in the left side of my neck.
Yoav, who grew up in London, was among the first Israeli military casualties of this war. He won't be the last. We've been asked to hide his identity. He says Israel's fighting an enemy unlike any conventional army.
They have only one interest, which is to kill Jews. There was no preservation of their ability to go home afterwards. They were going to die doing whatever they wanted to do, and that meant killing as many people along the way. They died doing it.
This is just some of their arsenal. Israel today displaying to journalists weapons they've seized. They say this is just 20% of the weapons Hamas brought into Israel, and it is just a fraction of what Israeli forces will face when they go into Gaza. Israel says many of these are built in factories inside Gaza itself. Are you worried about Israeli forces going in and if they've got factories producing this?
I'm not worried. The IDF can deal with everything that stays in that room and more.
But this is only a fraction of what they have.
Yeah.
The tightly packed streets of Gaza is where Israel could soon be fighting, which Hamas knows best. It could be littered with booby traps and roadside bombs, and their network of hidden underground tunnels. Brutal urban warfare can favour the defender. Hamas still has one bargaining chip, more than 100 Israeli hostages. One Israeli who's helped negotiate prisoner exchanges in the past is once again working his Hamas contacts. They're still talking, but he's noted a dramatic change of mood.
In the first days, they were boasting their bravery and their heroism and how they surprised Israel. And in the last few days, the tone is very different. The tone is, we're going to fight to the death. We're not afraid of dying.
Israel is preparing for a major offensive. But invasions are often easier to plan than to execute, and getting out harder than going in. Jonathan Beale, BBC News, Southern Israel.